My son's father's family would tell me to my face and through text message and over the phone or whatnot, your family doesn't help you, but your family doesn't help. We help them this way and we don't want to help them that way, but at least we're helping because your family doesn't help. And how they did it was to hurt me, to remind me that I have no support from my blood family. And I would tell my family this, and I would try to, like, in my head, I would say, I'm the help in this situation from my family. Like, my family doesn't help, but I do a lot. So that's my family's contribution to my son is what I do for Nalai. And I have come to this conclusion a handful of times already, and I always run back to my family because I miss them, I love them. I think I still need to figure out how to love and what that even means. But for what it's worth and what my love is, I love my family, So I love them and I miss them, so I always like run back. But it's such a toxic family relationship that as I am fighting my way to move to the UK, I don't need that distraction or it's just such a unnecessary hurt to just continue to carry. Like, I'm laughing and I'm joking with these guys, but in the back of my head, always, I'm like, why don't you guys care about my son, like, at all? Why don't you care about me? Like, more recently, I had gained a lot of weight. I had gained about probably a good 20 pounds, probably almost 30 at this point. But let's say 20 pounds. And my brother's really into fitness. He's just a naturally slim built individual. And I think it helped that he's so tall. Um, I asked him, can he be my accountability partner with Lisa because his like really noticed and said stuff about my weight. And he was like, well, what is that going to entail? And I said, well, just, send me a text or give me a call, like, to let me know, like, make sure you work out or something like that. And he's like, oh, that's too much. Like, I don't want to do that. That's too much. You're asking too much. And like, I'm like, wow. Like, you won't even, it's too much to ask to just give me a little bit of encouragement. Like, you can't do nothing. It's like, honestly, maybe every day was too much, but every other day, every 3 days, like, just to encourage me, it's like, no, you're overweight. Go away and figure it out and come back slimmer. And then we'll just, like, compliment you on how much weight you lost. And, like, that's it. And I'm just like, this is so stupid. Like, why don't we help you? You're really a naturally fit person. Like, help me out and, like, I don't know. It's weird. And then I remember one time I was really having a hard time at work, and I was talking to him on the phone, and my boss, his wife, got COVID, and then he still came into the office, and I was really freaked out by that, and he wanted me to stay in the office with him, and I said I don't feel comfortable, I would like to go home. And my boss gave me a really hard time. So then by the time I still went home, because I felt uncomfortable, and I think my boss probably knew it was probably potentially problematic if he would have forced me to stay. So he allowed me to leave, but I was kind of upset with how it went down. So when he came home, I talked to my brother on the phone, and he's just like, yeah, that's. And he said that infamous, that's crazy. When he said that, it really hurt because it's like you are not really listening to what I'm saying. But I knew I had spoken to him a few times about my job and I'm quitting. And he told me that no one could live with him. Like only his daughter and if he's got a girlfriend at the time, just making it really clear, like no one could live with me type of thing. And throwing that out there because obviously if I quit my job and I give up this apartment, where am I going to stay or whatever. And he just want to make it real clear, like real clear. You can't stay with me. Like, and my mental health is really becoming an issue, and that is why I'm making changes in my life. And it's like I need to not make changes in the 3, 4 years or whatnot. Like changes need to be done within the year, pushing it next year. Like, I ideally should have left my job and left this apartment last year. I should have went to the UK last year, but I didn't have enough money. So I said, okay, at the end of this year. At the end of this year, I don't have enough funds. So, but I'm not trying to push this in, the next 5 years. No, we're not doing that. That would have been more ideal in one aspect financially, but my mental health it wants to be taken seriously, and I have to take it seriously. So that's what I'm trying to do. Getting back to my brother, like just how he was gonna leave me stranded, and like, yeah, figure out your whole mental health thing, but I'm not going to help you with living arrangements. Not even for a week, not even for a month. Like, help me. You're not able to help me with your time. You're not able to help me with housing. You're not able to help me with finances. Why are you in my life? I'm in a difficult situation. What, do I have to be drilling? Do I have to be going outside with no clothes on and it's really lost my mind for you to get that my mental health is becoming a real serious issue? Like, I'm not gonna allow myself to that place to prove a point to you that my mental health is becoming, it needs to be addressed. I need to be making some real changes in my life. And if you're not gonna support me, then why are you in my life? If I can help you in any meaningful way, then you need to ask yourself, why am I in your life? You know what I'm saying? So my brother was the closest to me. I think me and my brother were like twins, but in a lot of like our jokes and our humor, it's really similar. But life's not only about humor and cracking jokes or whatnot. So I just decided that, like, what's the point of us being in each other's lives? And I was with my brother and with my sister. I think she talks about me behind my back. And my other sister, Samantha, told me that she was mad and she was starting to spill the beans on how everyone behind my back thinks I'm crazy. So she told me, Jasmine said you're crazy. And when I went and asked Jasmine what that was about, her response was, why did Simone bring me into it? So she didn't deny it or whatnot. And she said other things that's been very like concerning. It's the infamous time when she we were having lunch together, and she had not the best morning with her supervisor. She had made a small error, and after the small error, the supervisor was micromanaging her and making sure but at every step was double checking it with the supervisor, and the supervisor was going overboard, micromanaging her, and she was explaining to me how her supervisor, manager, whoever it was that was overseeing her, was acting towards her. And after she was more or less explained it to me, she said, "I'm not Sophie," and I'm just like, and I remember saying without thinking, what does that mean? And she was stumbling over her words because she didn't know how to explain it. Like, cause that she's more or less saying, "Don't treat me like I'm stupid. I'm not Sophie." And I think it's been one other two other things that she's done that has really made it clear that she talks about me behind my back. I can't have people that are in my closest inner circle talking about me like that. Like, that's not wise, I think, to have like your closest people when your back is turned, they're talking about you crazy. Like, when you're really going through your darkest times and you're bugging out, they're acting like they understand your pain and they understand where you're coming from, but when your back's turned, they're talking about you. I mean, my sisters talked about other people with me, like really like stuff I did not need to know, things I didn't ask to know. So if that person's talking about you that badly, if that person's talking with you badly about other people, you can only imagine your name comes up sometimes when your back's turned, and they're probably talking about you crazy too. So with that and probably a few other things, it's like I don't need you in my life. My other sister Simone, we had a falling out a while ago. Also, just that was just weird. I helped her son out, and I helped her son out when she kicked her son out, and she got mad that I took her son in. And we kind of patched things up like afterwards, and then it fell apart again. And then after it fell apart, we just pretty much we never had an official we're not gonna talk no more. We just stopped communicating with each other, and it came to my attention that when her son went back to live with her, she was talking about me badly, and she wanted her son to join in the conversation and talking bad about me, and her son refused to talk bad about me, which makes me want to cry. He stood up for me to my sister, like my blood sister was talking about me. Like me and my sister have the same mama and daddy, and she's talking crap about me, and here comes her son is refusing to talk about me. It's like I'm not gonna talk bad about Sophie, and she got mad at him. And it's really bad that it makes you laugh. Like it's really anyways. And my oldest sister, she passed away, but I think respectfully, if she was still her, Raquel, I would probably not be that close to her. It's moments where I feel like, man, I wish I could talk to her. That's because she's my sister and I love her. And I know she loves me too, even though she's in heaven right now. But, to address everything, like, she told me when my son was probably, I don't know how old Narayan was, but he was really young. And she was like, I was still in high school. So he must have been like 2 or 3. And we were waiting for our mom to lock up the house and get back to the car. And she was like, Sophie, why don't you drop out of high school and help mama with the bills? Please keep in mind my sister was on break from university, and she's trying to convince me real quick before high school, in my Barkley uniform, she's telling me that I should drop out of high school and help mama with the bills. Because in her eyes, she couldn't see me doing really anything with my life. So why don't you just cut out the middleman and just submit to working at Marketplace as a cashier for the rest of your life? Because you know what I'm saying, like that's all you're capable of. Like that statement, that's what it came across to me. And I don't even think like that's what she didn't think I was gonna make it. And I remember asking my sisters, like, why don't you guys defend me to mama when she talks about me? Like, because I stand up for you guys. And she was like, I don't see the point. I have an argument with mama about something like that. So, I when I was younger, my gosh, my loyalty to my family was strong, but my loyalty to my siblings was on a whole nother level. I love those people, and I always love my siblings, but with me trying to do something so dramatic as getting from Bermuda to the UK by myself, like with no support system, like I'm literally, it's gangster, it's crazy, it's a lot of things that could go wrong. I don't need to have people in my life that are just there. You're just place fillers. Like you're not supporting me in any way. Why are you here? I'll see you guys in the next video.